The Christmas season is here. Detty December is also something that's been on the rise over the past few days. And one of the people who are slowly cashing out and patiently cashing out millions in this December are the people who are involved in poultry farming. These people go on to make millions of naira and hundreds of millions as well as demand for poultry products like egg and meat increase. In this video, we'll talk about exactly how you are cashing out on this demand and how you as well might even cash out even though you are not a poultry farmer. So make sure you stick with me to the end of this video so you don't miss out on this topic and how this can actually help you. Are you thinking of going into poultry farming in Nigeria? And I'm sure you've heard a lot about the profitability of poultry farming in Nigeria and how it is capable of employing millions of people, boost sustainable food production, growing GDP, and making you billions of naira. We will explore all of that in this video. If it's your first time on your channel, consider clicking that red subscribe button and turning on the notification icon so you do not miss out on future videos from this channel. The profitability of poultry farming in Nigeria. Well, as someone who has had a first-hand experience of living on and working in a poultry farm, I want to analyze the profitability of poultry farming in Nigeria with you. And if you want to go into the poultry farming business, you need to be aware of the cost and profit potentials. Poultry farming in Nigeria is one of the most advanced animal farming businesses in Nigeria. On closer inspection of national food expenditure in Nigeria, it can be observed that poultry and poultry-related food items has a total expenditure of over 800 billion naira annually, which amounts to over 2% of total food expenditure in Nigeria. This huge market and demand for poultry makes it a good agribusiness to invest in. I will be analyzing using 4 parameters to analyze the profitability of poultry farming in Nigeria. And these parameters are the startup capital, the operation and maintenance, the market and profitability. In order to do a fair and thorough analysis, I will be analyzing the profitability of poultry farming in Nigeria from the standpoint of someone who is about going into poultry farming in Nigeria with 500 birds, primarily layers and not broilers. For the startup capital, I'm making an assumption that there's available land already, so I won't be factoring in the cost of getting a land. 500 birds, point of layers at 3 million naira. 5 cages that will house the 100 birds per cage to about 1.5 million naira, and the poultry cage house or pen construction about 5 million naira. The 18 months worth of feeding using packaged feeds are about 25 million naira. So the total startup capital for 500 birds include about 35 million naira. For the operation and maintenance, poultry farming requires a very high level of operation and maintenance because the quality of their production depends on how well you manage them. You have to feed them 2 to 3 times a day and maintain good sanitation. You have to make sure you give them quality water to drink, and from time to time, they will be visited by a veterinary doctor who will administer drugs and injections to them in order to keep them healthy. Failure to do so will expose your bird to all manner of diseases and flaws. And I still remember like yesterday how chickens have died in poultry farms across the country during the bird flu outbreak of 2006. Also, you need to hire one farm labor to help you with the daily operations and management. Hire someone who lives close to your farm and pay him or her, so you won't have to pay him or her too much. The current wages of a farm labor for poultry farming in Nigeria is between 50,000 naira to 70,000 naira a month. There is a very good market for poultry products. Eggs have many health benefits and are used and always in demand from both individuals and companies. Companies such as bakeries, restaurants, hotels, etc. use eggs for making Scotch eggs, cakes, etc. While individuals love using eggs to eat bread, yam, and to bake as well. The good thing about poultry layers is that after they've spent 18 months laying eggs for you, you can sell them off at a higher price than you bought them. If you can time the sales of your old layers, that's what they call layers that have reached the end of their laying cycle, to coincide with a festive period like Christmas or Easter, people will fight among themselves just to buy your chicken. The excretion of poultry can also be bagged as organic manure and sold to vegetable farmers as well. There is a very good market all year round for everything that your poultry farm produces. Selling any of your products will never be a problem. Poultry farming is a business with a very strong cash flow. For the profitability, you exclude the operating and management costs from these calculations because the variables can be accurately forecasted generally. They are specific to each person's situation. Your birds, if well raised and managed, have the capacity to produce over 9,000 crates of eggs for you over an 18-month period. An average of 18 crates a month from the second month to the 18th month. You can conveniently sell 1 crate of egg for 5,000 naira. So for 18 months, eggs alone will generate 45 million naira for you at the end of their production cycle, assuming you have a mortality rate of around 5%. This means only 5% of your 500 birds, 25 birds die during their production cycle. You should have about 475 birds left in your farm after 18 months. Depending on the time of year you choose to sell them, you can process the birds and sell them, as prices of chicken are highest during festive periods like Christmas and Easter, for 5,000 naira per chicken. So your 475 birds can generate 2.3 million naira for you. From egg and bird sales alone, over an 18-month period, you will generate a total sale of 47,375,000 naira. It is also money to be made from selling the excretion as manure, but the cash generated from this is insignificant compared to the eggs and chicken sales. This is an aspect of poultry farming in Nigeria whose potential isn't being harnessed properly. With an invested capital of 35 million naira and total sales of 47 million naira, your gross profit margin is 34%. Note that most of the things you spent your money on, like cages and poultry pen to house the cages, are fixed and assets in nature. You will be able to use them for future layer productions and you don't have to recover your cost in one production. In poultry farming, the tanks and most of the structure you put in place are fixed assets in nature and their costs will be recovered over several productions. As for the feeding, you don't have to provide the money for feeding all at once. You can be generating the feeding expenses monthly from egg sales. If you watch this video to this point, it means you will love to learn more about agriculture and poultry farming and how they have been able to cash out this year during the festive periods. So, if you watch this video, can you click the red subscribe button and turn on the notification icon so you never miss out on future videos from this YouTube channel.